If you found this message, you are arriving in a turning point in your life that is nothing short of profound. You're standing in a space where one road leads to the life you've been dreaming about, stability, abundance, and peace, while another road keeps you looping through the same cycles you've been trying to break. But the Most High is placing blessings in motion for you. But the path between here and there requires heightened awareness. This is a transition period, a bridge from what you've known to what's happening next. And the bridge is narrow, and only the strongest parts of you can cross it. And that's why this season demands your boundaries to be unshakable, your emotions to be crystal clear, and your judgment to be sharp. Sharp enough to cut through the confusion, sharp enough to cut through the deceit. Every choice you make right now, and even the ones that you hesitate to make, will have long term ripples. This isn't a moment for living on autopilot. The theme for the present energies for this week, I see a Nine of Clubs, which represents universal knowledge and speech, active communication, but in its dysfunctional stage represents arguments and ending communication and thinking. This tells me that recently you've been feeling worn down, not in a way that sparks rage, but in a way that makes you want to kind of throw up your hands and say, I don't even have the energy to fight anymore. You've poured mental, emotional, and maybe even financial resources into something or someone until your well ran dry. Now the burnout has set in. I see a situation that may involve your job, a personal connection, or even your living environment. The common thread is this: you've been showing up, you've been giving and investing far more than you've been receiving. And without realizing it, you may have been dealing with a subtle form of injustice. Something or someone who's been quietly taking without reciprocating. This energy can make you second guess the value of your own feelings, but your feelings are valid. If you've been feeling disrespected or ignored or brushed off, that is your intuition sounding the alarm. Over time, this dynamic has conditioned you to brace for disappointment, expect conflict, or bite your tongue to keep the peace. But your exhaustion, it's not weakness. It's a signal of change, of overdue change. And for some of you, the Most High is making it very clear there's a deceptive influence around you, or a kind of trickster type of energy, someone whose actions does not align with their words. It could be somebody who is overly egotistical, who tries to make an example out of you. They may dress their intentions in charm or politeness or professionalism, but deep down beneath the surface, their motives are very self-serving. And this could be a coworker, a competitor, or someone in your personal life who sees you as a resource rather than a person. So for the present energies, I see also an Eight of Diamonds, which is, it's in its functional state, it means the super worker, the power that is accomplished through work, organization, or structure, government work, charm and willpower, job production. On the dysfunctional side of the Eight of Diamonds is abuse of power in work, enforcing one's will upon another, This reveals that this may involve your financial or material world. This person might be competing with you, with your um, career, or subtly of mind undermining your success. Or they could be trying to align themselves with you to try to benefit from your hard work. But you are naturally generous and nurturing, and you take pride in your ability to create stability. But the Eight of Diamonds is also here as a reminder that generosity without boundaries becomes an open invitation for exploitation. So we want to avoid that. And some people around you, they may believe that they're entitled to your resources, to your energy, to your money, to your ideas, and your time. And this could look like somebody who's trying to claim credit for your work, or a person who's constantly forgets to repay what they owe you. It may even be about cash. It could be that you're investing emotional energy and attention into something that has no real intention of reciprocating that energy back to you. So the Spirit is saying, it's time to reclaim your power and stop pouring into cups that have holes in it, and stop believing promises that never come with action. So not everybody who smiles at you deserves access to your energy. And I also see the Four of Diamonds. Four of Diamonds, which is financial security through hard work, and stability. And this means you're stepping into a season of expansion and reward. And I see material upgrades and maybe an unexpected payout or unexpected living situation improving, or a level of financial independence that you haven't experienced before. But with this abundance comes responsibility. Not everyone can drink from your cup. The universe is about to pour into you, but you have to decide who you allow to drink from that overflow. There's an energy here of a Four of Hearts, which is a functional side. The functional side to it is their satisfaction in love. It's the family card, but dysfunctional is too much. The dysfunctional side of it is too much comfortability in love or relationships, being positive about dysfunction, which means someone who once took satisfaction in seeing you struggle. Maybe they like the dynamic of you needing them, or maybe they feel taller when you were kind of weighed down. And even though you came to them in good faith, their pride feeds off of your challenges. But now you rise into a season of prosperity, both emotionally and material wise. And that same person may try to re-enter your space, either to take credit for your growth, or to quietly drain you and to quietly drain your resources while acting like they're supportive. So release the guilt about closing the door and access. You're basically letting everybody know access to you is a privilege. It's not a right. They can't just come in and out of your life anytime they feel like it. They can't just say random things to you. The circle should be made up of people who honor and reciprocate, and respect you. And everyone else can watch from a distance. The reading is also showing me undercurrents of like rivalry or jealousy or hidden competition. Again, it could be a workplace drama, family tension, or so-called friend who doesn't clap every time you win. So when you're winning, they're not even excited about it. So pay attention to the way that people react to your good news. Pay attention to those who change the subject or downplay your achievements. When your energy feels irritable, or you sense that you're being baited into a conflict, remember that you don't owe anyone any explanation, any reaction. You don't have to overshare to prove yourself. This is a week for observation and not confrontation. So let people reveal themselves through their actions in time. Now, this week's reading, there is a triple eight of club energy. And this is very powerful. It shows me that the eight of clubs in the day position wants you to not drift. It wants you to honor order, schedules, discipline, and consistent effort. That's required to reach your goals. And situations may feel repetitive or demanding or boring, but the reward is in the perseverance. On the surface, it may look like there's a duty or routine, but beneath it is the opportunity to stabilize your mind and your habits. So the Eight of Clubs in the spiritual position indicates that your soul's task is to master the discipline of thought and resistance and distraction and doubt. So you're being called to prove your loyalty to your own principles. Now, the third one, the Eight of Clubs in the life position, is here to remind you that life will continuously test you, whether you can carry responsibilities without breaking, whether you can remain clear-minded under pressure, and whether you can turn burdens into wisdom. The power of the triple alignment is extraordinary, and it means the energy calls you to master discipline in all aspects of your life. Your mind, daily actions can feel heavy, like being under constant demand to hold it together, but it also makes you incredibly resilient. So the Most High wants you to know that you are capable of enduring these trials that would break others, and that endurance comes with a steady power to build something that's lasting. It's all going to be worth it in the end. And this shift is your liberation. And it will create space between you and the person or the situation that's been draining you. And yes, it may be messy, but it will be freeing. So the Most High is also nudging you to take some practical steps. You're starting to get more confident in your abilities because you're realizing that you are worthy of the love. You are worthy of abundance and respect. And there may have been someone who you've had to check recently. Not that you wanted to check them, but they're getting kind of disrespectful and you respect your boundaries and you're proud of who you are. And you don't have time for the BS, basically. So every time you have a doubt in your mind, you are stopping it dead in its tracks. And it is a practice. It's easy to have negative thoughts and let them run rampant. But here's the thing. Thinking is powerful. What you think is powerful. The negative thoughts are powerful, but so are the positive ones. So every time something negative comes into your head, you're consistently practicing. For instance, if the negative feeling is, I can't do this, you're telling yourself, I know I can do this. I've done this before. I've done something similar to this before. I am strong. I am intelligent. And you're replacing all those thoughts with positive thoughts. So with the 10 of hearts means that you may be looking for more success or love in public success. But this love you search for could be the love to yourself as well. So instead of saying to yourself negative thoughts, you're telling yourself the truth, which is that you are strong, you are resilient, and you don't have to try to get validation from any of those people, any of those coworkers, any of those family members, or even someone who you're dating that keeps up drama. You're distancing yourself, and you have the right to do so. So don't feel guilty about distancing yourself from that person or people. You are believing in yourself because that is your best bet. You are more than capable of achieving your goals. You are enough just as you are. And as long as you show up and every day you're putting in the work, you're putting in the practice, and you're trusting your intuition, then you know that eventually you will achieve that goal that you want, because you are brave and courageous. And the gossipers, the people full of drama, they're stuck in these negative cycles. They're like bots, but you're different from them, and you're starting to realize how different you are from them, and you're starting to see yourself, separate yourself from them a little bit more and a little bit more. And by releasing that self-doubt, releasing those negative people, and embracing the self-confidence, instead of questioning yourself and overthinking, you radiate confidence when you do this. And for some of you, this deception is coming from someone you once had a conflict with, or someone who you thought you made peace with. And there's somebody who you thought you made peace with, and they're still bringing stuff up, and they're still bringing up the same old situations that you guys stuck. And so you're separating from that. You trusted a mutual connection, and that didn't work out. So even if things seem settled, there's still unfinished resentment on their side. And this can manifest as gossip or exclusion from opportunities, or accidental slip-ups that reveal their true feelings. And financially, there are things that are on an upswing for you. You're moving towards a windfall and a more stable income flow. In the near future, you're working on things that are building your long-term security, and it might come through property or a home you own. And I'm seeing the letters P and H as clues here. Soil. Luck is on your side, and in career and business, and opportunities will open up that allow you to build wealth and sustainability, and allow you to be sustainable in different ways. And an important email or message is also on the horizon. This communication marks the beginning of a new chapter, whether it's a job offer or a collaboration invite, and approval that you've been waiting on, or even an apology that changes the energy between you and another person. We're stepping out of the shadows of the old wounds. We're leaving the old world behind. The betrayals, the lies, the draining connections that once clung to us are loosening their grip. We're releasing past trauma, and we're detaching from energies that no longer serve our highest path. And this is the turning point into our timeline of triumph, where blessings, recognition, and divine rewards live. And these rewards aren't just spiritual whispers, they're about to appear in the physical. We'll feel them in our bodies, our energy, and in the ease of life's flow. The constant hum of anxiety, the racing heart, the tension that made some company unbearable, even the overstimulation from like TV or scrolling through social media, all of that is dissolving. All of the time you wasted in social media, you're starting to read more and build yourself up. And these are the final layers of heaviness shedding away. So if you've been exhausted or drained or overwhelmed, just know that your body is releasing the old, and the shedding is a part of the preparation. We're entering into a season of success and victory and tangible blessings. So the Two of Hearts appear again, and for some, a divine counterpart is drawing closer, a soul deep connection pressing you into your awareness. The Queen of Diamonds reflects your generous grounding nature and growing magnetic pull for opportunity. Success is tied to ventures and healing and service or support. So the more you lean into your gifts, the more blessings align. The Ace of Diamonds Ace of Diamonds confirms your manifesting power is amplified. Every thought and feeling acts like a command to the universe. So focus on what you truly want. The Five of Hearts. Five of Hearts shows multiple doors opening, opportunities linked to your Queen of Diamonds energy. The Ace of Hearts returns, signaling spiritual union for some. For others, deep alignment with your soul's purpose. Your past efforts are about to pay off. The undervalued version of your life no longer exists. You stepped into a reality where your dedication is honored. Your role as a truth bearer is clear. You've always stood for justice and light. Even when others resisted, that same energy now brings you mental clarity, creative ideas, and inspiration. And the same energy that's ushering in is bringing them the confusion now. Everything is switching over. You're walking away from heavy, toxic, or misaligned connections in jobs, in relationships, even family ties. And this is exactly what's going to protect your new frequency. So you have an unapologetic confidence. You feel alive. Even if you're not there all the way yet, you're on that path. Magnetic and determined. You are developing an emotional detachment from what drains you and a sharp ability to detect falsehood instantly. Now, the Four of Spades acknowledges your exhaustion and is saying to you that rest, just because you take a rest or take a break, that does not automatically mean defeat. But you're restoring yourself. You're trusting in the divine timing. And nothing needs to be rushed. When we rush, we can hardly do things right. So it's good to trust in divine timing. Don't waste the time that you have right now or today. Use that time wisely. And whatever you don't finish, you finish the next day, and so on and so forth. The Five of Spades. This shows past deception, and this shows the masked intentions, the isolation you may feel naturally as you finish clearing these energies. You are going to feel a little bit isolated. But in your reality, dishonesty won't survive, and those negative feelings won't survive. You'll recognize and walk away at the first red flag you see. You can spot it, drama a mile away. You can spot potentially traumatic situations miles away. So the Most High reminds you that your faithfulness on your path, even when the rewards feel like they're far off or far away, now they arrive because you have the strength and the wisdom to hold them. And finally, the universe confirms the old timeline is closed. Lessons are learned, cycles are complete, and you may still feel sensitivity towards this closure, but it's proof of your shift. And some of you are also seeing the truth about people you once trusted, those who posed as allies but fed off your energy. So that access is gone, and anyone without integrity will simply fall away. And you stand in your truth, your power, and your light. And you don't want anything from that old world. Nothing from the old world can follow you into this new place. So the overall message here is you're being positioned for blessings, but discernment is your shield. So observe more than you explain, protect your space, and when the shift happens all the way, walk through the new door without hesitation. Your season of rising is here. Don't fight the endings, but honor them. And something in your thinking, your message, or the way you've been approaching your purpose is ready to evolve. So for the next card is the Nine of Spades. Nine of Spades. And the Nine of Spades cards are showing up in the Mercury wheel, and that's mental burnout and energetic closure and karmic endings, everything we just said. So just let go of those dead things. You may feel triggered by someone's opinion or feel like proving a point, but don't. Just let it go. The King of Hearts is a reminder to you to control your inner world, and the outer world bends with you. So, what thoughts, beliefs, or stories have you outgrown, but are still repeating out of habit? So, and you guys leave comments, and I want to know what version of you are you mentally retiring from? What are some of the things you're leaving behind? So leave your comment below. Peace.